Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my vlog and also welcome back to creative writing class. For today's vlog, we're going to have like one of the features of creative writing, which is about poetry. So in this vlog, we're going to be talking about how to write poetry, how to do poetry, and also what are the things that you need to do after writing a poetry. So let's start now and I'll be presenting you and also transferring you to another presentation, my PowerPoint presentation. So let's get started. Once again, for our topic for today's vlog, we're going to be dealing with poetry. So the product of it is about poem. So before we move on to the tips on how to make a poem, like before, during, and after, let's identify first what is the difference of poem or poetry into the other forms of, writing. So when we talk about poem or poetry, this is a collection of words that express an emotion or idea, which is sometimes with a specific rhythm. So usually a poem is written in stanzas or a poem is written into having a connotative meaning, meaning usually most of the time poems or poetry are written using figurative languages. And you know for a fact, and I know you have already the idea what we mean by figurative languages because we have already understand that way back, into our lesson number 1. So again, poetry is about stanza using figurative languages and very particular with sound. So let's now move on. So again, for this vlog, I'll be teaching you first on the tips on how to start your poem. So these are the activities or these are your tasks before writing or crafting a poem. Now, what is the purpose or rationale of this? There are times that it's really hard for you to start your poem, right? I know you're having that kind of dilemma or that kind of challenges whenever your teacher asks you to write a poem. So again, these are the tips on how to start your poem. So the first one is you need to pick a specific theme or idea. What do you mean by theme or idea? The theme or idea is basically a topic that will revolve your poem. So you need to first pick a topic. It's either love, it's either societal issues, more of social media, or more of self-love, stress, or whatever topic that you would like to write into. So friendship or whatever it is. So from that topic, we do have the theme or idea that will serve as your guide as what I have told you. So, but you need to be specific with that kind of topic. Love is so general. It's a big word. That's why you need to identify what are you, pinpointing into the content of love or into the content of friendship. So is that are you pinpointing or like implying about love is a sacrifice and you want to see that one into your poem? So that is what you mean by picking a specific theme or idea, which is about picking a topic. Second one is about brainstorming for your ideas. Now that you have the idea already, you need to identify what are the things that will surround from that idea or from that topic. So you need to try to free write, or you can also make a list or mind map of images. So it can either be images or it can either be words that you want to associate with your theme or topic. Understand? So if it's about love of friendship of to whom? To a stranger, to your close friend, to someone that you know only, or to your family. So you need to be specific out of it. And with the help of mind mapping with words and images, this will help you really a lot into identifying what will be your poetry all about. Okay? So you need to brainstorm. Isulat lahat ng gusto mong sabihin about the topic. Okay? Next one is you need to choose a poetic form. What do you mean by poetic form? A poetic form is the style that you are going to use to present your poetry. So it can either be narrative, lyric, or drama. So what do you mean by narrative? Narrative is just basically telling a story. Okay, telling a story of what you feel, telling a story of what is happening through a poem. While the other one is drama naman. Drama, it's has a relationship and has similarities with narrative. It's just that with drama, there are specific characters and they should be, presented on stage. Okay? So basically they have, they have the characters. They have the other, characteristics that is needed when it is presented on stage. Okay, so like I think the well-known dramatic poetry that we have right now, I think Romeo and Juliet is being also presented into poetry when it is presented into a on stage. So it can be, okay? And when we talk about the man with lyric is basically more of the usual poem that we have. The poem that you're using. The poem that you are, what do you call that? You are exposed with. So the songs that you have I sing and also always singing, these are an example, or these are examples of lyric poetry, because lyric poetry is basically more of emotions, giving emotions of what he has experienced, like that, unlike a narrative that there is really a telling of story and also with drama. So aside from like identifying the poetic form, you need to identify also what a specific from that theme do you think it is appropriate and proper to use that kind of poetic form. Because that's why you need to know first your purpose after identifying the topic, and then what is your purpose, and then you need to choose your poetic form already. And also you need to also identify and also decide which poetic form is easy for you and it's easy for you to convey the message. Okay. So another one is you need to read examples of poetry. What do you mean by that? There are cases or there are situations that it's really hard to think of a poem, and to think of a topic. So therefore, you need to find ways on how are you going to get different or be exposed to different examples of poetry so that you can be inspired. Especially, hindi naman lahat tayo ay writer or hindi naman lahat tayo ay, poet. So, like me, it's really hard for me to write a poem. I need to be inspired. I need to really, to be focused, goal-oriented, that I need to really make a poem. But for the others, on the other hand, there are really poets that they are really, it's easy for them to write a poem because they are used to it. And at the same time, they are, they are very exposed with the different examples of poetry. Okay. So again, if you are not inspired, if you don't have, there are no things that motivates you to write a poem, you need to read examples of poetry for you to have an example or an inspiration or get an idea on how to write a poem. And with that, how are you going to do it? So you need to look your books, you need to search online from classic poems to contemporary ones so that it will help you to start and get started with writing. Because the core of poetry is not just basically more of the form, but sometimes it is basically more of the message. So what is the message and what message do you want to convey to your reader or audience? Okay? And since poems should not only be read, it should be heard also. So make sure that the words that we will have for when you're writing the poem already, something like it is not only touch you, but also inspire other people, not only with words, but also basically on what they have heard. Okay, so for our next vlog, I'll be discussing the tips on how to write a poem already. because since we have already the tips on how to start or how to make a poem before. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone, and we'll see you again. I'll see you again for my next vlog.